Jurassic World Rebirth promised to bring back the classic feel of the original movies, new dinosaurs, new environments, and a darker tone inspired by Jurassic Park's roots. But did you know that some dinosaurs were actually cut from the movie? Several species never made it to the final cut, including one that rumor has it could have been taken directly from Michael Crichton's original novel, a terrifying predator that fans have wanted to see on screen for decades. And it's not just land creatures, there were also plans for flying reptiles and underwater species, making Rebirth one of the films with the most deleted content in the saga, along with Jurassic Park 3. In this video, we're diving into all the deleted species from Jurassic World Rebirth, exploring what happened to them and why they didn't make it to the screen. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out my full series on deleted dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park saga. Our first deleted dinosaur from Rebirth is the Diabloceratops, a creature that was officially confirmed but mysteriously vanished before the movie hit theaters. NBC themselves confirmed its appearance, and it even had its own Funko Pop figure released ahead of the film. The toy showed a stunning design, a deep red body with dark tones running along its back, giving the Diabloceratops a fierce yet majestic look. What makes this even more interesting is that everything Funko has released from the Jurassic World movies has always appeared in the films, that makes the Diabloceratops' absence even more mysterious. According to fan theories, it was meant to appear in a jungle scene, possibly the one where the characters notice something moving through the vegetation. That scene remains in the movie, and you can even hear the creature's roar, which sounds very similar to that of a ceratopsid. However, the dinosaur behind the movement is never revealed. Some believe it was the Diabloceratops, or that it might have even replaced the Ankylosaurus during the film's final act. As for why it was cut, no one knows for sure. It could have been budget limitations, script rewrites, or simply the decision to make the scene flow faster. But one thing's certain, the Diabloceratops once had a place in Rebirth's story, and honestly, seeing this dinosaur in action would have been incredible. Next up, we have another species that almost made it into the movie, the Mixosaurus. In one of the early storyboards for the Mosasaurus attack, there's a fascinating detail, a smaller marine reptile, strikingly similar to a Mixosaurus, appearing just as the massive Mosasaurus bursts out of the water, jaws wide open, trying to bite it mid-leap. It was meant to be a brief but powerful moment, a reminder that the Mosasaurus ruled the oceans without mercy, but for reasons still unknown, this entire sequence was ultimately cut from the final film. Maybe it was pacing, visual complexity, or budget constraints. We may never know. The Pteranodon was also left out during the final stages of production. In one of the early storyboards for the fishing net scene, the same one where we see a Dunkleosteus caught in the net, there's something really strange. You can clearly spot the head of a Pteranodon tangled in the ropes, but its body is completely missing. What's even more intriguing is that this Pteranodon looks nearly identical to the unused model created for the Lost World Jurassic Park. There's no official confirmation that the production team reused that exact design, but the resemblance is so strong that fans immediately notice the connection. And here's where things get even more mysterious. In that very same storyboard, the creature trapped in the fishing nets wasn't originally the Dunkleosteus at all. Early drafts hint that it was supposed to be something entirely different, a strange unidentified creature that never made it into the final movie. The Rhamphorhynchus was another flying reptile that was eventually cut from the film. In one of the early storyboards, you can spot a tiny Rhamphorhynchus inside a cage, instead of the small flying creature seen in the final movie, whose species isn't confirmed but looks more like a miniature pteranodon. Its distinctive beak makes it easy to recognize, suggesting that earlier drafts intended to show a wider variety of prehistoric species. Unfortunately, this little flyer was replaced before filming even began. Another dinosaur that was officially confirmed for Rebirth is the Carnotaurus. Yes, this dinosaur was actually going to appear in the movie, and not just as a background creature, it was meant to play a major role in one of the film's most intense scenes, the gas station attack. NBC themselves confirmed that the Carnotaurus would appear in Rebirth, just like the Diabloceratops. Some fans even speculate that both dinosaurs were meant to face each other, similar to what we saw in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where a Carnotaurus fought a Sinoceratops. Originally, screenwriter David Koepp considered using the Carnotaurus instead of the Mutodons. And here's the fascinating part. Some believe that this version of the Carnotaurus might have had camouflage abilities, inspired by Michael Crichton's novel The Lost World, where two Carnotaurus could blend into their surroundings like chameleons. However, this has never been officially confirmed. But in the end, things changed. At first, the Carnotaurus was replaced by velociraptors, and later, those raptors were replaced by the Mutodons, completely new creatures that Koepp created after being inspired by a bat he saw in his garage one night. The way it moved and looked in the dark genuinely freaked him out, and that eerie moment gave birth to the terrifying Mutodons. A random bat basically erased the Carnotaurus from the movie. But that's not all. According to early concept art and fan theories, some believe the Carnotaurus could have been considered as a possible replacement for the D-Rex at one stage of production. In several pieces of early artwork for the laboratory escape scene, you can clearly see a large horned dinosaur attacking a person, but it doesn't look like the D-Rex we know. Instead, it closely resembles a Carnotaurus. Still, there's no confirmation that it was ever meant to replace the D-Rex. It could simply have been an early version of its design. And there's more proof. A Funko Pop figure of the Carnotaurus released for Rebirth shows a brand new design, yellow with red tones and bright yellow eyes. Funko usually only releases dinosaurs that actually appear in the movie, which suggests that this Carnotaurus was indeed part of the original plan. All evidence points to the Carnotaurus being planned but later removed during production. And honestly, it's a shame. A chameleon-like Carnotaurus camouflaging itself among the flashing lights of a gas station would have been a terrifying and unforgettable moment. But what do you think? Would you have preferred to see the camouflaging Carnotaurus in Jurassic World Rebirth instead of the Mutodons? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Beyond the confirmed species, several other dinosaurs were rumored to have been considered for Jurassic World Rebirth, but never made it into the movie. These rumored additions include intriguing creatures that might have had notable roles before being removed from early plans. According to rumors, Maiasaura was originally going to replace the Parasaurolophus carcass seen in the river attack scene, the one where a Dilophosaurus is feeding beside the sleeping Tyrannosaurus. Instead of the familiar Parasaurolophus body, the filmmakers might have planned to show a dead Maiasaura in its place. Supporting this theory is the Roaring Maiasaura toy, which features a green color scheme with white spots and orange highlights. Its release strongly suggests that the species was part of the early plans before being cut. Seeing Maiasaura, even briefly, would have been an interesting touch, a nod to the nurturing dinosaur known for protecting its young. Next is the Baryonyx, a fan-favorite carnivore known for its long snout and massive claw. This dinosaur has appeared before in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, and it almost returned once again. Its possible inclusion in Rebirth was hinted at through the Roaring Baryonyx toy, which shows a reddish color pattern with a dark stripe running along its back. Fans believe it may have been planned for a riverside or swamp encounter, a perfect habitat for this fish-eating predator. Unfortunately, it seems to have been cut before filming even began. Finally, we come to the legendary Triceratops. This species has been a constant presence throughout the Jurassic Park saga, and according to some rumors, it was also part of early drafts for Rebirth. Evidence comes from the description of an official Jurassic World t-shirt sold on Amazon, which hinted at a battle between a Triceratops and a Spinosaurus. It's unclear if this was ever storyboarded or simply a concept that was dropped early on, but the idea alone, a Spinosaurus versus Triceratops clash, would have been epic to witness. And that wraps up our look at the dinosaurs that were cut or rumored to be cut from Jurassic World Rebirth. Personally, I would have loved to see the chameleon Carnotaurus in the movie. It's one of my favorite dinosaurs from the novel, and I'd really love to see it brought to life on the big screen someday. With the next Jurassic movie already confirmed, there's always a chance it could finally make its debut. And perhaps in the coming months, more concept art or storyboards from Rebirth will surface, revealing other dinosaurs that were ultimately cut. If that happens, I'll definitely make a second part to show them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share it with other Jurassic fans. It really helps the channel grow, and if you want to keep exploring more cut or forgotten dinosaurs, check out my full series on the dinosaurs removed from the Jurassic Park saga. Thanks so much for watching.